Okay, here we are the next morning, and you can see the stave needs to be straightened a little bit. I'm going to start with a clamp on the center and see how it goes down, and we're going to start heating it to make it flush. And then I'm going to heat treat both sides for 15 minutes, and then we're going to steam it and put it on a recurve jig. But our first goal is to try and get this straightened out. Okay, when you're trying to straighten out a stave, you never want to force anything. So you put the clamp on, and apply a little pressure, just a little bit, 2 fingers, and then we're going to heat it up. And as we heat it up, we're going to torque it down a little bit to make it flush, and then we'll work our way out to the ends, okay? But this has got to be heated up. Okay, you always put the clamp on the other side so it don't interrupt the flow of your heat gun. And this is what we're going to do, like 1 inch off of it, back and forth, and it's going to take some time. You know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it takes, and you're going to keep turning the clamp just a little bit with 2 fingers. You don't want to force it. If it don't go, you leave it alone. After 10 minutes, I got the gap closed a little bit, but I only put slight pressure, just like 2 fingers, and it don't seem to want to go anymore. So I set the timer for another 10 minutes, and we'll just see. If it don't go, I'm leaving it. It's okay. And the ends I'm going to recurve, but I'm still going to heat treat them to try and get them down. Yeah, this is a very hard wood. I set the alarm 10 minutes at a clip, and I only used 2 fingers. I turned it down just to get it as low as I can, and that's as low as this is going to go. It's not going to go anymore. So now I'm going to work on the end. I have a clamp there, and this wood isn't that springy. Like, you could just push it down flush and clamp it and then heat it. So I got to heat it, pay attention to it. As the cells get warm and it's flexible, I'm going to try and clamp it flush. So I'm kind of done with the middle now. It's 30 plus minutes, and I'm going to move to the end to clamp it. A couple of things worth mentioning. Make sure you put the clamps. It's kind of common sense, but you get caught up clamping things down with the back of the clamp away from you. So you can see how close I can get with the heat gun without any interference, without going around the clamps. Okay, and the other thing is, just snug. As you're going along, every once in a while, just turn the handles a little bit there, snug, because you'll crack it. That puts a lot of force, a lot more force than your hand does. So all you should do is turn it a little at a time and hopes that you'll get this flush, okay? Okay, it's looking good. Okay, so this is interesting. After 30 minutes of heat treating that end, actually 20 plus minutes heating the end, we got a good amount of spring back. But that's the end I'm going to steam and recurve, so that should take care of it. And because I heat treated this end, I'm going to clamp and heat treat that end too. And what that does is, that's part of the, when I fire harden the bow, part of my process is to reduce a lot of the moisture because it's a raw stave. And by heat treating it with the heat gun, you're removing some of that moisture, so you're getting below that 10% level there. As a matter of fact, if I took the meter and tested it, it'd probably read 0 where I heat treated it. You know, that, which means 5% or less. So once I clamp this end over here, okay, what I'm going to do is heat treat it, and then we're going to recurve the ends and see what happens. Well, I couldn't help myself. I had to reheat this for another, 5-10 minutes, just to get it even like the other one. So now that we heat treated this, okay, with a heat gun, it reads 0 moisture. 0 moisture, Zero moisture, okay? Each limb has been treated for at least 20 minutes, all right? This side here has been heated for 30 minutes, okay? Here's a raw stave, the raw stave that hasn't been treated. And it's 9.5% moisture in the handle. Over 11 in the limb. .2 in the other limb. So the heat treating with a heat gun does help to dry the wood out. So if you were to take this straight and fire harden it after doing this, you're under that 10%, you know, that 10% setting that they have there, where if it's under 10%, the chances of the wood cracking, it's less likely to happen. That's what I've, you know, come to understand. All right, so what we're going to do with this, though, is this particular one, I'm going to steam and recurve for an hour in that steam tube that I have, and I'm going to show you it one more time. Okay, this is my Wagner steamer, and the PVC tube that I used, and an end cap. And what happened was, if you put that fitting just through the cap, it gets so hot it sags. So I put 2 big washers behind this, and I made a little splint here, a little shim, a crutch, as you might say, to keep this from sagging down. It stays straight now. And when you plug these in, don't say, oh, it ain't working, it's broke. It takes a good 5 minutes or more before that starts to work. And when it works, you'll hear it. And then after that, where you hear that going, about 5-10 minutes later, you'll see the steam coming out the end. Okay, so that's all. Just wanted to show you my little steam setup one more time, okay? And just tell you about the little splint there, the little crutch to help keep it from sagging, and the washers in the end. And the key time for this has been, with the hickory and everything else, has been an hour. Let it steam. Once it's steaming, you let it steam for the full hour. And that's my recurve jig over there. Now, this is the first time with the black locust. I'm going to be careful. I'll put some gloves on and try not to get it on my arms when it's all steamy and sweaty, and bend it, okay, with a strap. Okay, I plugged the steamer in. Took off the clamps. I just want to show you the spring back that we got. That this is a really tough wood. It's resilient. It comes back to shape, and it'll be interesting to see how it works in the steamer for the hour. Be interesting to see how well it takes to shape, if it wants a break or conform to the jig. Well, once that starts steaming, I don't put the timer on until 10 minutes later, because I want the steam in that tube to build up, okay? So we're going to put it on now for 1 hour, and we'll get back to you. Okay, you can listen to the sound of the steam cooking in there. This may be the end of the stave, but you never can tell, you know. It's got a lot of weight, so maybe the reduction, maybe I can get away with it. We'll have to see. Yeah, that's a giant crack, And I don't know, I think it's done. But I want to get down real fast, so we'll see what happens. Well, I guess my adventure in black locust is done. Okay, because to remove that grain lift, that splinter, this is how thin I had to make it. You know, it's just too thin, all right? And I don't want to make it any thinner. I don't want to work it. I don't want to get the dust. I don't want to breathe the dust in making it thinner. And I'm gonna just stick to hickory, and that's it. This is getting cut up and thrown out, okay? It's a long process, you know. It's kind of a shame, you know, if it didn't splinter up, but it's been cooking for an hour. It was cooking for an hour in that steamer, and usually everything bends within an hour without the grain lift. And I had a strap, and I put pressure on the strap. So, bottom line, I'm done. So, that's it. I wanted to show you what it looked like cut, okay? This is what I was talking about. You see how this hardwood back is here? You take off that sapwood, and then the draw knife slides along the hardwood with a little bit of the sapwood, and this is what it looks like on the end grain. So, you know, other than it being hard, stubborn, poisonous, didn't want to bend, you know, the backing part of it, I think, would have held up. Okay, I'm all cleaned up, all done, and there's one more stave left. That's jack stave. And depending on if he ever wants to do anything with it, what we'll do is, since it's shaped and all, and you saw how we shaped this one, we'll just show you him either fire hardening it and tillering it and shooting it, all right? So, or not, or not. I don't know what he wants to do, but it's up to him. So that's the end of this video. Sometimes things don't turn out, but it's always worth trying. It's only a failure if you don't try, if you give up. So never give up, right? You never know what happens. All right, watch my other videos on Barebow Joe. Thank you.